Hey
everybody.
everyone!
Welcome to the month of July.
That's right, we
Can't
made
believe
it.
we're in the 7th month of the year.
How?
I know, right?
But here we are.
Anyway, this video is going to be our possibility pile. As you know, that's what we've been doing for 2021, just talking about our possible reads.
Newfangled way to call TBRs.
And to be fair, it's been working in our favor because I feel like we just don't have as much pressure on ourselves personally, so that's been fun. Anyway, I'm gonna kick things off with the first group of reads. A lot of them are like for things I've been trying to tackle since the beginning of the year. That's why they're all in the same group. First is I am going to read the next book in the Nighthunter series by Janine Frost with my friend Rachel from Hello County. We're getting close to the end of that series now. So this book is called The Side of the Grave. It's book number 5. Don't really know much about what's going to happen in it. I tend to go into those books blind and they're just so much fun for me to read. The next book is a book that Kristen has picked for me since July is her birthday month.
Oh,
and so I'm reading the book Sunshine by Robin McKinley, which coincidentally is also a vampire book, much like the Nighthunter series. This one is about a girl, she gets kidnapped, and I'm pretty sure she is taken to a place and chained up with a vampire, but then the vampire is not like the vampires that she's heard about before.
It's not like other
I
vampires.
also know there's a bakery in there, and I don't know how that works.
I mean, it's a book about vampires called Sunshine. It's gotta be quirky, right?
I guess.
Love that.
The next book is going to be for the book club that I do with my sisters and my cousin. We are reading Pachinko by Min Jin Lee, which is going to be interesting considering that I think half of us are pretty, like, you know, versed in reading historical fiction, and the other half are like, this is going to be a very long book. Pachinko is a book that I've heard plenty of things about. It is a family saga. It is about 4 generations of a Korean family and their lives in Korea and Japan, I think, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I feel like I've been meaning to do it for forever and I just haven't gotten the chance, so the book club gave me the perfect opportunity, which is pretty cool. A newer release that I want to get to is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. This is a sister story. It's supposed to be kind of sci-fi. The sisters are separated in it. One of them wakes up on an island, and I think the only thing she can remember is that she has a sister. I don't really want to know much going into it because I've heard it's actually better to experience it that way, just so that, you know, you kind of get taken along for the ride. So that's definitely going to be something I'm looking forward to. And to round off my first group, I have a book that is coming off of my 12 books to read in 2021 list. And the book is The Bright and Breaking Sea, which is by Chloe Neal. The reason I particularly wanted to tackle this one is it involves a pirate and, you know, sea adventures, and
Pirates
I am
cool.
always down for that. So definitely looking forward to checking this one out as well. And that is the end of my first group.
That's the end of the first group, right? I have a couple of reads that I'm looking forward to. So, Harrow County is like a long, it's pretty old, it's been released for quite a while now. It centers around a tiny rural American town of ambiguous kind of like, you know, origin-ish. But definitely, I think, I'm thinking East Coast, right? Old-timey, it's Victorian settler type deal.
So like Jamestown-y.
Yeah, pretty much. But more rural. Less.
Okay, yeah, less on the coast.
Yeah, less on the coast. It centers around this young girl who discovers that she may or may not necessarily be related to the witch that was lynched 18 years ago, about when she was born, who has promised bloody murder against everybody who has ungratefully lynched her, and, you know, whether or not she may or may not be said witch or whatever, with the same powers, she's like, well, what do I do with this, right? And so she's sort of like carving her own path and trying to survive both her townsfolk and her powers. So I should be on volume 3 on that thing, and I am looking forward to reading the rest of that. Daylight is the next book. It is a David Baldacci book, so every so often I take a break from all of the comics and all of the stuff, and interestingly enough, David Baldacci's been my go-to. Daylight is the 3rd book in the Atlee Pine series. Atlee Pine is an FBI agent. She's super cool. Her sister, Mercy, was kidnapped when they were children. She had almost not survived that incident.
I remember this.
And now it's time for her to unravel sort of like the mystery of, you know, where that little girl had gone and how everything happened. So I just finished book 2. Super cool reveal to me, so it's definitely my cup of tea, so I want to see what happens next. Death Goddess Dance by Levi Black. Finally getting around to reading this thing thanks to a beautiful day at the spa with some friends. I gotta say, it's a pretty trippy ending to a really crazy trilogy where Levi Black takes all of the, well, most of the big key pieces to the Cthulhu mythos and weaves it into the life of this young woman who becomes Nyarlathotep's red right hand. So that's kind of really, or something to the effect. And so I really like that. We've enjoyed playing things like Elder Sign and, you know, Arkham Horror, Dunwich, all kind of stuff. And we won a couple of times.
Have we?
but just to have all of that maddening lore wrapped up into something accessible and modern is fun. And our main female character is very, very strong, so I like that. Okay, that's pretty much
Group 1 then.
My group 1. What's your group 2?
My group 2 is actually a series that I'm going to be reading with my friend Danica. Last month we read the, I think it's called Blood and Ash series from Jennifer L. Armentrout. This month we're reading the Covenant series from Jennifer Armentrout.
I've seen those.
I've actually read the first book, which I think you guys might remember if you've been watching our videos for a while. So the first book is Half-Blood. The second book is Pure. I just want to show the covers again.
Yeah,
because
they're pretty.
They're pretty. Gosh. The third book is Deity. Deity, sorry. It makes me think of Blood and Ash. The fourth book is Apollyon. And the fifth and last book is Sentinel. So, Half-Blood is about Alex. She is a half-blood, as the title suggests.
I was gonna say.
She's basically born of a Hematite who is a descendant of the gods and immortal. And there are only two directions your life can take. You can either become a servant or you can fight to protect the purebloods.
Right.
Basically, you can become a trained sentinel who knows how to do that. Yeah. And Alex and her mom actually left the sort of place where all of the half-bloods and the hematoi and the purebloods gather for reasons that get revealed throughout the series. Alex has found her way back because demons are starting to attack her and she doesn't know why. And now she's decided she's going to train to be a sentinel, and so she's at the school. And things kind of unfold from there. This series is very heavily inspired by Greek mythology. I've heard it gets better with every book. I read the first one. I liked it okay. I didn't love it as much as some of the other JLA books that I've read, but I definitely want to find out what happens next. So I'm glad I'll be reading it with Danica because I feel like that'll give me the extra motivation to, you know, keep going with it.
You said JLA, I thought Justice League of America, and I'm like, oh, Jennifer L. Armentrout, got it.
Speaking of things that will be read in July, Maki and Danica and I are actually reading something together, and it's a reread for me and Danica. Half a reread for Maki, sort of.
More like 1/9. How many books are there in the series?
8.
Yeah, so 1/8 of a reread. I am going to have already started Assassin's Blade.
And Danica and I will be rereading it.
And look at this. Let's shout out this pretty.
Oh yes, this is the Nerdy Ink cover. Alternate covers that you can buy.
It is pretty. I've already started, and Sardothian is a thing, isn't she? Holler at us in the comments if you love her. But she's quite the. She's her own thing. And it's lovely, and it's a story about, well, the rollicking adventures of Aderlin's greatest. I feel like it's a very WandaVision introduction.
I know.
Of Aderlin's greatest assassin.
Yeah, this particular.
Anyway,
oh god. This particular book is a series of novellas that centers around Selena's life before everything that happens in
Throne of Glass, which is the next book.
Which is the other book that we are also reading this month. Throne of Glass is
basically the aftermath of, well, no, not the aftermath.
Not really the aftermath, but it
starts aftermathy, but then apparently that is the start. So it's kind of like a really cool kind of thing.
The basic premise of Throne of Glass is Selena is taken out of prison to compete as the champion of someone who has a stake in the King's Champion tournament. So.
Right. And in doing so, a mystery is revealed and is now
questions start to rise,
and is now in need of unraveling.
Romance ensues. It's a thing.
Possible romance. I pity the fool who
falls in love with you. But yeah, it should be an interesting adventure. I think we decided to reread it just because we had so much fun discussing King of Scars and Rule of Wolves and Shadow and Bone together that we thought it would also be very entertaining to discuss Throne of Glass together, so we'll see how that goes. And
I am long overdue to finish this series because when I did read Throne of Glass, I do remember going, "Hey, I want to know what happens next," but there wasn't like a super compelling like at the moment. I guess now it's like, okay, this is the perfect time to pick it back up and do the thing.
Yep, so we will also be tackling that in
July. That's right.
Anyway, those are all the books that we intend to possibly read, hopefully mostly, yes, actually read, in July. Let us know what you guys are planning to read this month, or if you've planned to read or are reading any of the books that we have on our TBRs. We would love to hear it. And we hope you guys come back for another video soon. Bye!